For more than a century, the Society of Arts and Crafts in Boston has been a beacon for the craft movement. It's been shining even brighter lately with a swank new space in the Seaport and a new leader. It's also where we found Peter T. Bennett, whose artistic epiphany came with aluminum. There is an old joke about craft.
If it's signed at the front, it's fine art. If it's signed at the bottom, it's craft. And if you use a glue gun, it's handicraft.
At the Society of Arts and Crafts, craft is king. Ballooning, actually. It has the fierceness of a dragon, but doesn't always take itself so seriously.
Yes, talk about humor in craft. This artist is Lydia Rissi, and she creates mini sculptures from paper. So I'm just going to pick some of these up very, very carefully to show you.
It's a well-decorated toilet seat.
Sure is.
Brigitte Martin is the Society's new executive director and a champion of craft. The often unheralded, handmade objects that fit quietly into our everyday lives.
Our message really to the world is that what we do is slightly different, in that very often it is one of a kind, it is unique, it is handmade.
Most recently, Martin was the founder of Craft House, a popular website for craft artists.
The best way I could probably talk about it is that you are so driven to do this that there's nothing else that you can imagine yourself doing. And I do really think that for people who end up in the craft profession, that's true no matter what medium they choose.
The Society of Arts and Crafts is housed on the second floor of a brand new building in the Seaport, just around the corner from the ICA. The makings, Martin hopes, of a new arts block for the city and more visibility for craft in general.
There's definitely a lack of exposure, simply because, we are not always bright and shiny, right? We are more humble.
What you don't see here is the 15 hours a day cutting aluminum for 6 or 7 years before I felt really proficient enough to do a lot of what you see here.
Maine artist Peter T. Bennett sculpts in aluminum, using the same grade metal sheets found on airplanes. But he began as a textile artist and says his process still feels like quilting, although aluminum is considerably more unforgiving, dangerous even.
If you work in sheet metal, you're cut all the time, and any point on a piece of scrap, and you'll see it over there on the wall, is like a fishhook.
How is that not an antagonistic relationship with your material?
Oh, it is anyway. It begins as an antagonism. The tension that is built in what the material asks of me as a maker says, be careful, because I'm not at your disposal. So for me, it's part of the drama, it's part of the music.
In the studio, song is fundamental to Bennett's process.
When the antagonism is right on, I listen to heavy metal and punk. This series, for some reason, it asked me to listen to the music that my parents would have listened to when they were courting and dancing. There's a Duke Ellington tune, and it just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It needs lyrics, so I built my own lyrics into this whole series from that one piece of music. And so I become part of the music becomes part of the work, and hopefully that is transmitted to you, the viewer.
Bennett crafts painterly images layered with texture, nods to modernism, and sometimes pops of color. This series, though, is populated with a character he calls Strange Man.
Strange Man is, in part, the condition of our community. This image comes from early post-World War I. They were having the same conversation. What happened to civilization when they confronted mechanized war? What we're confronting today is different warfare, but it's there.
From the humble to the whimsical to the cutting, The Society of Arts and Crafts gives us much to hold on to.